What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Virzi Effect podcast show. My name is Paul Virzi, and hold on, I gotta get this better here. No, that's not what that's what I want. No. Remember that. Yes. And audio. I don't care, guys. I'm not editing this out. There we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Virzi Effect podcast show. My name is Paul Virzi. You guys listening to episode 619. I am flying solo. Last week we did Brett. Shout out to everybody that watched that episode and got involved in me and Brett talking about the funniest Italian movie characters, even if the actors themselves are not Italian. And we went in on it, and people got involved in it, and it was awesome. Got a new camera here. I'm dealing with this, so the focus and all that stuff, lighting, we're gonna figure it out. But this is the better camera. And actually did this podcast before and realized it was all over the place, and I didn't have wasn't a producer to fix it. So we're doing this again, and this is going to be a better one. How about that? I'll fucking knock this out of the park like that. But I'm happy you guys are here. Thank you so much for listening to the Virzi Effect. As you guys know, the Virzi Effect is either in my studio here and flying solo, ranting, talk some shit to you great people, or I do the in studio in New York City where I have a guest, and we're actually going to I'm going to do another studio in Westchester and probably be in New York City anymore. But that's a story for another day. I am here to give you guys episode 619. Want to thank everybody who came out to all of the shows leading up to this moment right now, including Milwaukee, including New York City, shows at the Stand. I want to thank you for listening to this podcast, the Bone to Pick podcast. Anything better will come back for football, so don't worry about that. But guys, if you love the show, tell a friend about the show. Go to my YouTube channel. You don't just have to go to set noise. Know what that noise is. I don't know if this fucking what this thing or whatever. Anyway, go to my YouTube channel. Okay. Click the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, and you will get all sorts of stuff, podcast clips, stand-up clips. And please go and get this podcast everywhere you get your podcast, iTunes, Spotify, and spread the word for the Virzi Effect. I thank you so much for that. And yeah, man, a lot of stuff to talk about. One thing that I'll definitely talk about on the show is I've been in a lot of pain. Okay, I've been in a lot of pain, guys. I'm not gonna lie, this shit is not fun. Okay, I just hold on a second. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to figure this shit out, guys. Got a bunch of new shit. Whatever. Anyway, yes. So thank you guys for listening to the show. And I got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. But like I was saying before, guys, and again, I'm gonna, this is to help people with back issues, but I've been in a lot of pain. And I don't usually talk about it. It has really sucked. It's been a little bit debilitating. And, the other day I was at this cookout, and the guy was like, dude, I tell you're in a lot of pain. And I was just trying to have a good time. Yesterday, I was driving to the city with my son and back, and like my left leg, I'm just in agony, and it sucks. And here's the problem if you suffer from back pain. Don't worry, we'll get to the funny shit in the show. But here's the issue if you deal with back pain and you don't know what to do, and it's chronic and it's painful, because it feels like there's nowhere to run with it, honestly. And here's the problem. Getting surgery has to be the last resort. It's not like you go, fuck this is killing me, surgery, even if I got to deal with it for 2 months. No, there's complications. Like I talked to a spinal doctor, a spine surgeon. I have a friend who's a doctor who's best friends with a spinal surgeon. And even the surgeons say, unless you're shitting your pants or you're in agony to where you can't function in life, do not have them cut you open. Because not only do you not know if you're going to walk the same, if you're going to feel the same, if it's going to make difference, not only that, but God forbid there's infection. People have died from it. I mean, listen, that's rest their souls, whoever did. But and I mean, God rest their souls if whoever did, if you pass away from something horrible like that, that's horrible. I'm sure that that's not the norm and very rare, but like you're dealing with your spine. And I'm not going to say I was there yet, thank God. But today I actually got an injection in my spine, my left spine. It was cool. I did not have to do anesthesia for it. I didn't have to go to the hospital. I went to the doctor's office, go there. They put like a local anesthetic on it. They kind of, bullet point that they kind of show exactly where the target is. They go in with a catheter, they put a needle in, and they inject a bunch of medicine on the injury, and it's supposed to work. And I'm laying there. It was kind of funny. When I get there, he goes, "All right, Paul, we're going to do this. Face in the hole, face down, lay on your stomach, your face in the hole, and blah, blah." And he lifts the shirt. And he goes, "Oh, this is going to come down." And then just takes my pants, my underwear, down past my ass cheeks. So my bare ass cheeks. I mean, it is funny when you go to these places. You're like, "Yo, can you cover my ass?" You know what I mean? It's cold and shit. Dude, that's vulnerable. Face down, face in the circle, ass cheeks just out, and a fucking dude just walking around like you hearing the fumbling of all the tools. It's scary. Look, and not because a man, of a woman too. Point is, your ass is out and people are around touching tools and shit. I don't know what's going to happen to my ass. So he covers my ass up a little bit, Your asshole has to be covered. Like the whole of my ass needs to be covered. And it was. And then they put this cold cream on it, whatever. They put a catheter in there. They do the whole thing. I've had such pain and such irritation on the nerve that as it was being injected, I started feeling it down my leg into my toes, which was actually a sign. It's supposed to take like 48 hours to a week to really work. And I feel somewhat relief now why I could sit and do this podcast. And that's just the truth. If I was ever late during the podcast recently, it's because of my back. It just sucks. And so, we'll see what happens, but it feels better. I'm driving home with my son from the draft. I don't want him to know that, we're at the NBA draft, which was a great time. And it just, yeah, man, the shit is rough, dude. So if you're going through it, man, I'll answer any questions I can. If it's a herniated, whatever. But just be careful, man, and really talk to doctors and do surgery absolutely last, because there's a lot of other options, out there. And my doctor is so Italian. I don't know if I should say his name on here. Well, let's just say his first name is Giovanni. Okay, my doctor who injected my back, Giovanni. But you're doing good. You're doing great. You're doing a great fucking job. I'll be honest. If he came in, he's like, "No, I'm gonna put the catheter in. Don't worry, I'll cover your ass. I'm gonna put the catheter in. Okay, I'm gonna put the needle in your back and fucking bingo bongo, you're out of here. Done. 1, 2, 3 is fucking beautiful. The medicine hits the spot. You come back, call me in a week. You come back in 3 weeks. Fucking beautiful. If not, you know what? We'll fucking whack it again. We'll throw whatever we can. Like, if I had a guy like that, number one, I would laugh my balls off and it would be incredible. And number two, that would be the last time. Do I have the right camera? There we go. That'd be the last time that I worked with him. No, this guy was great. And made me laugh. It made me laugh when my ass was out like that. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, just put your face down. All right, I'm gonna lower this, and my ass was out, and then cold cream on my upper back. I was like, dude, this is. Hey, what is this, a doctor's appointment or a night in 1996 at a club? Okay. So anyway, that happened, and I got a lot of cool stuff I want to talk about on the show today. Okay, including something that annoyed me. We'll talk about that too. But as you guys, if you're a fan of Virzi Effect, if you know that I have my circle close. I don't have many friends that I'm, always with. I'm one of those cliquey comic guys. I'm kind of not a lone wolf, but and you guys know that I'm close with Giannis Papas. Giannis Papas is a dear friend of mine. And Giannis, live in the same neighborhood, down the same block, and everything. He said, "Hey man, I want to talk to you and your wife." And he asked us to be the godparents of his daughter, his second daughter's Zoe. So we're completely honored, and as absolutely we to do it. And I take that shit seriously. I take it seriously. So anyway, long story short, the christening was over the weekend, Sunday. And the only way that I could be the godfather is because I am baptized Greek Orthodox. My mother is 100% Greek. My father is 100% Sicilian. So because my mom is Greek, I can do that. But they need proof. The Greeks don't play. Wanted proof of my certificate, proof that I'm was baptized in a Greek Orthodox church, did all that stuff. My wife is none of that. So we didn't she touched the baby in the church. I was messing with her and everybody in the church joking. I went up to the father and I was like, "Father, is this she right to be in a building?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" I go, "Well, we're in the house of God. I mean, she doesn't, do we have to keep her evil hands off the baby?" And just joking around and stuff. But we get there and you got to hold the baby. You can't, the baby's going to be screaming, which she was. And you got to put oil on the baby. There's these responsibilities that you got to do. And the funny thing about the Greeks is when they go through prayer and they ask you something, you have to respond 3 times the same answer. So they go, "Do you denounce the devil?" You got to go, "I do." And then they'll denounce the devil. I say, "I do." So literally, this: "Do you denounce the devil?" Do you denounce the devil? I do. Do you denounce the devil? I do. And then you got spit 3 times. But I didn't know. Luckily, he told me not to literally spit. You got to be like breath in and like to the devil in the church. I swear, by the way, I'm not making this in the Greek church. And I'm like, and he said one time they told the guy spit onto the devil in the church, and the guy's like, he's like, "Now you're gonna fucking lose the devil." No, so you have to do this whole thing, and we were so blessed to do this. Okay, absolutely blessed to do this, but they also say to me, which I did not know, and Giannis did not tell me. He goes, "Oh, and then you're gonna read the these verses." I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, we'll hand you something you're gonna read out loud, and the whole church is in there, and I gotta read all of this." And I'm not joking. When he said that, I was like, "Oh, what is it? Just a few sentences?" It's a few paragraphs. And dude, I'm not joking. I can read, but I don't know these scriptures and I don't know all of the words in there. Sometimes in the Bible, there's a lot of words that are, so I start sweating. And now I'm like, "Oh man, this is," and then it went from joking, and I mess a word up, man. I'm not one of those. I take these things seriously. I don't want to mess up the moment. So luckily, 5 minutes before it starts, I get the passage on Google, and there were 5 or 6 words that I couldn't pronounce. And I go, "Oh man," well, hold on, let me see. What is that word? How do you say that word? And I go to my wife, "How would you say that word?" I pretty much had it right, but I needed to know. And then I'm skimming through. And then luckily we start, and I'm nervous, holding the baby, and he's talking about all other things. And I go, "Paul, just lean into this and just listen and do what you have to do." And finally, he hands me the page you got to read. And guys, I was so locked and focused, but I got those words right. And I through the whole thing, I didn't flub a word. And the father just goes, "That was a great job." And Giannis was like, "I don't know how you did it." He goes, "I don't think you flubbed." He goes, "You were so perfect." He goes, "I would have flubbed a bunch of those words." But I care, man. Take that shit seriously because it's stressful. And the baby's screaming in there. And you got to do all stuff with the oil, and you got to put the oil on the baby. And anybody who's Greek listening to this knows. So I did that, and it was amazing. It was emotional. It meant a lot. And then I had to give a speech. Now, listen, that's the other thing to take seriously. I'm not going to lie. I did a speech. Giannis was like, "Dude, you just nail speeches. You should be hired for it." No, it's because I care. When you do that, you got to say things. And we talked about this before on the show, so I don't want to sound redundant here. When you give a speech, you have to give a speech properly. Don't do it to be a fucking narcissist, to hear yourself talk and you blah, 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 blah. Want to hear myself, want to hear myself. No. You get in, you say some nice things from the heart that you mean, maybe something funny, then another thing. Come on. Then another thing from the heart, and then something else funny, and you get out. And I did, and I nailed it, but I was nervous about it, man. If you care, you're nervous. That's what it is. People always wonder, are you nervous about this? Do you nervous about that? Listen, if you care, you're nervous. If you want to do a good job in anything, being nervous is good. But I've seen some bad speeches. It's guys like, you talk about shit that has nothing, then they go long. I mean, I don't want to mention names because if people listen, they'll know, because you only go to so many weddings. But dude, I was at one, I was like, they got me my first union job. These kids are, just like, oh my God. Then I had one where I watched the guy blank out and he looked at somebody else and started talking about them. I mean, I've seen some doozies, but no, I go in, I know what I'm going to say in a way. This one I kind of freestyled, but I had a couple bullet points when I had like 2 minutes to think. Yeah, man, it was amazing, but it was funny because Greeks do things 3 times. We had to walk around the water 3 times. You got to denounce this 3 times. You got to accept Christ 3 times. I have. Have you accept Christ? 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 Have you accept Christ? I have. And like, you're like, all right, man. And I'm like, is this why I kind of maybe have a little bit of issues with times, saying things a certain amount of time? But it was a beautiful day, really was, hanging out and doing that. But I'm gonna tell you, reading scriptures when you're not used to, man, my suggestion to anybody, okay? My advice is find out what you got to do. Find out, do I got to read a passage? I want to know the passage before. What do I always tell you guys? Failure to prepare is preparing to fail. It's my favorite quote, John Wooden. Got to be ready. But when you got to read, because let's be honest, I do a joke about it. Like, reading in public is scary. A, you don't want to sound like a stupid piece of shit, and B, you want to do a good job for people. I used to do a joke about how, like, in class, when you'd read out loud like a paragraph, I was the scared kid in the back, counting the paragraphs, counting the discs in front of me so I could practice my paragraph. Everybody knows what I'm saying, right? And you'd be like, some kid goes to the bathroom and fucks the whole flow up. I was like that. So reading in a church, he's got a mic. My wife is to my left. I'm holding my goddaughter, and the parent of the daughter are next to me. Priest and father in front of me. Everybody in the church hears it on the mic. Man, you can't flub that. I nailed it. Your boy nailed it. And the speech I nailed. I nailed the best man speech for my brother and Giannis. And that was hard. Giannis's was hard because there was 25 of the best kids in the United States of America in the room. But I got to Andrew Schultz stood up, went nuts, because I knew how to do it. Make a joke about my wife a little bit, talk about when they met, then you say the heart things, then you throw another joke in, then it's heartfelt right there where people get emotional, and then boom, you get out with a joke, you thank everybody, you do a cheers. Boom, done. So yeah, it was a blessing, and it was really, really nice. So hope you guys enjoyed that. And they were like, is your back gonna be okay? How's your back? And I'm like, guys, it's my leg, man. It's my leg, and it's the sciatic nerve that the herniation is hitting. My back is fine. So there you go. And then yesterday, I got to take my son. We went to the NBA draft. And this is one thing that I wanted to talk about. Okay, I want to talk about it on the show. Not that I feel like I owe an explanation, and not I'm explaining myself, but I'm annoyed. It's a little bone to pick that I have, maybe. But somebody said this to me. I told you I don't read negative comments, but my producer and the people that look at all the shit that I do, if something comes in, whether it would be like a threat, or, I mean, that's ridiculous. But like if something comes in that's like nasty or whatever, we find it, and you just, not screen it, but and if something's just negative and somebody's a dick, then we don't deal with it, right? But I talked about last week, performing, or a couple weeks ago, performing at the Gramercy. We took a party bus, or I mean a party limo. Somebody literally said this, and it really took me back. And if you're listening now, dude, I gotta be honest, I don't understand it. And again, I never address shit like this anymore. I haven't talked to hate or negativity. And I'm not gonna say it was hate negativity, because it wasn't. It seemed like genuine fan. But somebody goes, yeah, Virzi, I supported you since 2016, and now you're talking about rich people problems. Yeah, ever take care. And I'm going like, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going, first of all, dude, my own car drove me down. My own car service drove me down to my gig. A bunch of friends and close people to me that were going to my show rented a party bus limo to drive home in. Everybody chipped in. I wasn't paying for it. It was a fucking party bus that you go with friends. So after my show, instead of me taking a car service back, my wife and myself went with friends back to where we are, and the fucking ride was bumpy. I don't know what else to tell you. It wasn't something where I'm paying for people to come to my shit in a limo. No, that wasn't the case. We're in a fucking thing that had no suspension. It had no what's it called? No suspension. The shock sucked, whatever it was like every 5 feet we were going in ditches and coming out of it. People in the back, their asses were flying 3 feet off the seat. It's like we're in a fucking, like a wooden roller coaster from 1981. That's what it was like. It wasn't like, oh, rich people problems. Like, what does that even mean? I'll tell you what it means. That's a projection on you, whoever that was. Don't put your shit on me. I'm not acting in flashy and doing all this shit. I mean, I did go to the NBA draft and meet some players. But listen, you get perks. You, you know, but like I'm not like flaunting shit. I'm not out here, doing that. So that was just like, but I realized, man, look, people like, I guess that's not a fan anyway. Maybe that person liked me until what's going on here? Okay. Maybe that person liked me, and then I heard say that and it pissed them off. But it's like, shit like that is just, listen, you're never gonna please anybody or everybody. You're never gonna please everybody. That's one thing that I learned. You know, uh, I got a nice car. Is that a rich person thing? I fucking work hard. I get by a nice car. I'm sure you have a nice fucking car. Um, Now if I was sitting here, somebody was fanning me with fucking feather and feeding me grapes, and somebody was giving me a God, I'm not gonna lie, as I say this, it just keeps getting better. That would be amazing. I'm not doing that. If I sit here just counting money as no. It's just hating shit, man. It's stupid. There's no reason for it. There's no reason for it. You can hate me, but you know the real motherfuckers. That's the beautiful thing about not having clicks, not doing shit you don't want to do, and not saying shit you don't want to say, and just doing you and growing and growing and growing. And that's what it is. That's what you're doing. By the way, guys, I'm not gonna say anything here. I don't want to brag or do rich guy shit, but just gonna say that some pretty cool, important people in my career saw my new special and said some really nice things. I think you guys are gonna really like it. I'm really excited you guys to see it. We should have announcements about that as well. Nocturnal Admissions will become off Netflix, but that there could be another home for that too, depending on this one. There's going to be a bunch of stuff online, so stay tuned for a lot of stuff, a lot of cool stuff going on. Speaking of cool stuff going on, and speaking of some people being negative and some people not being negative, okay? Here's what I will say. I definitely sometimes gave to people that would always say, look, this celebrity liked my clip. They would circle the celebrity, right? You don't talk about it. Oh shit, so-and-so liked great. Is it? And I would always be like, that's a little insecure or whatever. But I have a clip out, and I gotta be honest, I became that person, but just hear me out. It was my WNBA clip with some negativity, but a lot more positive. The negative was like, wow, that's funny. He's really like, that was aggressive. That was aggressive. And I'm not gonna lie. when I look at the WNBA joke clip, I'm like, I was a little angry at the end of it because I was actually picturing the woman. Sometimes that happens with me where I get so real about what happened that the person that annoyed me, I'm still looking at on stage. So it's not funny. I won't laugh or smile. Some people like when I laugh or smile, and I get that. I want to be likable, have a good time, whatever. So some people, whoa, that was tough, that, and fine, whatever. But yesterday was amazing. I've had an amazing week. OG Anunoby signed with the New York Knicks for 5 years. That made me. Was at the NBA draft with my son. We had these amazing seats from an amazing hookup. Got to meet players, talk to players. I mean, it was great. Okay. The Knicks get Mikal Bridges. Great. I became godfather not long ago. And then today I got the shot in my back. My back and leg are starting to feel somewhat better. Even 30% relief. You don't know what that does for my life, but it does a lot. Okay. It's still not great, but it does a lot. All right. And then while we're at the draft, my leg's in pain. I'm trying to enjoy it. I'm with my son, all this stuff. Who likes my WNBA joke? But literally, guys, one of the most iconic athletes in the history of planet Earth. And this next one is a fact. Literally the fastest human being to ever step foot on this ball in space called Earth. Usain Bolt likes my thing. And then we have to make sure that it was like the real Usain Bolt. Oh, and it was 15.8 followers. It was Usain Bolt. And I was like, all right, this is going to be a little bit of a humble brag. Maybe not even a humble brag, a brag of flex. Because I love Usain Bolt. That's right. The Jamaican lightning bolt. Usain Bolt loved that. And I was like, now I don't care who doesn't like it. Because you know what? It still would have been cool if he liked another joke. If he would have liked the joke about my parents being divorced, about my dad, about my kids, that would have been cool too. But the fact that it was a WBA joke that Usain Bolt liked was like, you know what? Fuck everybody else. Yes, that will make me feel good. Listen, guys, I'm not one of these guys that gets, I'm not one of these guys that gets, let me see. This air, you guys hear air. I guess the MacBook trying to, I don't know what it's doing. It's trying to do whatever. So I apologize, dude. I don't know what else to tell you. I tried doing this podcast already. It didn't work. This one's coming out. Air or no air. All right. But yeah, so get fan crazy. Although my son got mad at me because he saw me looking like trying to see one of the draft picks. And he goes, Dad, why are you looking like that? You shouldn't look like that. What do you mean? He goes, well, you're like a celebrity, so why? And I'm like, first of all, I don't know all that, number one. Number two, it's an athlete. As I don't care. Okay? Athletes get me. I always said this. If you guys know what I'm going to say, athletes and Eddie Murphy. Like top level athletes and Eddie Murphy, I'm fucking be a fanboy. I'm going to fucking fan. I don't care. I don't care. It's what it is. Yeah, actors, other comedians, it doesn't matter. Actors, even musicians, it's like, okay, it's cool. For me, it's because I love sports. I was an athlete growing up. I love sports. I love my teams. When I see those players, it means a lot, you know? But Usain Bolt was a big one. Not gonna lie, dude. Not gonna lie. What's cool is if I ever see him, I'll be like, yo, the WNBA joke. Which is really stupid and ridiculous to even do or think. I don't know why I would do that. But that was a cool one. I'm not gonna lie. Usain Bolt was a good one for sure. And yeah, by the way, guys, I want to thank everybody for the support online with the clips and my YouTube channel going up. Please, guys, again, just hit the YouTube subscribe button. It makes my channel go up and more people get more clips get recommended, and the podcast moves up. Please rate and review the show. I know some of you like me solo. I know some of you like with the guest. I know some of you don't care. You guys are the best. My fans are the fucking best. And you want to know, I know my fans are the best because my comedian friend that opened for me on the road or wherever always go, your fans are the best. Here's what happens with my fans. My fans go there, they have a good time, they never act up, whether they're drinking, eating, chilling out. They're just the best. They go for the great time, and that's all that I could add. It's fucking awesome. My fans rule. So please spread the word. Tell people. Also tell them about Bone to Pick with Bob Kelly. Anything that's going to come back for football, like I said. So you guys could check all that shit out as well. Now I'm going to make an announcement I made on Instagram. I don't know if you guys saw it. If you didn't, you're going to hear it now. I'm very, very excited about this. We are adding dates to my tour. The dates that we are adding, the places that we are adding. I'll save the big one for last, but we are going to Baltimore. We are going to my birthplace of Yonkers, New York, a small club for me to work out stuff. So you guys could come. If you missed me at the Gramercy, it's a small room, work out a bunch of shit. You could come there. Okay. I believe both of those are September. All right. I am good at Uncle Vinny's in Point Pleasant, New Jersey in November. I'm also going to be at the Comedy Connection in Providence, Rhode Island in November. Also in September, I am going to be in Tampa, Florida. And then next month, next month, I will be at the end of July, I will be in Seattle and Portland. And the big one, everybody, your boy will be performing in Europe, in Munich, Germany, on my birthday, November 11th, Veterans Day. That's right. My birthday, November 11th, Veterans Day, which means a lot to me. I will be in Germany. That is the day after my New York Football Giants. Right there. See that? Hold on, I got to try it. I can't. Right there. We'll be playing the Carolina Panthers November 10th at that soccer stadium in Munich. And the next day, your boy, I'll be performing at the freaking Steiker. I don't know what it's called. It's like the Freikenheitnik. I don't know what it is, but I know that it's about a 400-seater, and I hope Germany shows out the way London did. London, we sold out, added a show. Germany, I have not been since, I haven't been to Germany since the last time I opened for Bill Burr, which was 7 years ago in Munich, and I did fucking 10 to 12 minutes. So this is my own show, Munich, Germany. Get your tickets. If you know Americans that are going to be there for the Giants game, send them. If you're a Giants fan and you're going, come check it out. If you're a fan in Germany, I know people from Germany flew to London. I'm coming to you. Okay. So that's going to be exciting. And I think I'm going to have to make like a Virzi in Germany t-shirt or something. Dude, I almost said the dumbest thing just now. Oh my God. I knew I wasn't going to say it. Did you ever think, oh my God. Did you ever think of something that you're, of course I'm not going to say, but I said it like to myself. Like, oh my God, imagine if I said that, but I was literally thinking of a t-shirt of me in Germany. And then I thought of, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I'll just say this. I pictured like a picture of me, and then it says Munich. And then for some crazy reason, I just pictured myself in that picture with a little crazy mustache that would be maybe familiar to some people. Dude, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. I don't know where or why I would think that that would sell or even be a good idea. I just thought of a cool. Here's the deal. Relax. I know some of you are laughing right now. Fucking relax. Reason why is when you when you think of these places, our marketing people think, hey, go down the list of what's popular in that place or what's famous in place. So I don't know why I thought of a horrible dictator. I don't know why, but anyway, maybe it will be a mug of beer in those things, the tops. You guys know what I'm talking about. Either way, there's going to be a Virzi Munich shirt, and oh geez. So I'm really excited though to do that, and yeah, we're going to be out there. Man, I may have to bring the fam. Who knows? Maybe I'll bring a guest. I don't know. All I know is Germany is going to be fun. We're going to eat some schnitzel. We're going to see some American football. We might even see some European football. Perform on my birthday, maybe a little after party in Munich after my birthday show. Hey, how about this? How about this? If you are a diehard fan and listen to this, and you come and you're a fan and you fly to Germany for this, maybe we put together a little after party. Who knows? How sick would that be? A VIP after party in fucking Munich the night of my birthday, which is November 11th, Monday. The football game is the Sunday before. And then everybody flies home on Tuesday. Think about it. It's going to be dope. I'm excited. And the merch will be very appropriate and useful. Oh my God. Anyway, dude, I don't know what the hell else. I don't know, I don't know what I was thinking. But I will say this. I go back to yesterday to the NFL draft. I got to meet, it was more thrilling for my son. Okay. More thrilling for my son. These kids are like anywhere from 18 years old to 22 years old. They're going to the NBA. And you're like, oh my God, I know that guy's a great ball player. He played here. But then you talk to them, and when you talk to them, you realize that they really are just kids. And when you talk to them, you could see the ones that are like mature and you think are going to be good because of the way they talk. And you're like, wow, that was really responsible, smart, like out answer. Then you see the ones that are just really young and excited to be there, so they're coached not to say the wrong thing. But yeah, I don't know, like questions that were asked were, and that's the thing. If you guys ever, by the way, I'm going to backtrack here. You guys ever want me to ask questions to a certain comedian, and even if you don't know who's going to be a guest, if it's just a regular question you want a comedian to ask, hit me up. Same thing if I have an actor, athlete, if there's anything you want me to talk about in the solos, hit me up. But I was listening to them talk, these kids, and it was like, I feel like these athletes get the same questions. What's your first thing you're going to buy? A lot of that. What's the first thing you're going to buy? What are your hobbies other than basketball? What's the first thing you're going to buy? What are your hobbies other than basketball is a good one. But like, what are you going to buy? What are you looking forward to in the league? Who are you looking forward to playing against? There were these questions where it's like, you want the kid to say he's looking forward to play against one of the top dogs, and then he goes in a league and gets shit on. It's like, I would ask cool questions. Ask cool questions. One kid said the funniest shit. I don't know if you watched the draft. One of the funniest they asked, they picked, right? I'm just gonna do a hypothetical and make up a name. With the 13th pick in NBA draft, the Utah Jazz select, fucking Joseph fucking Smith, whatever, right? And he gets up there, he gets the hat, he shakes the commissioner's hand, hugs the commissioner, goes off, goes in an interview. And then after a few more, they go, all right, we're here with Joe Smith. He just got drafted a couple of weeks ago. So, all right, we're going to do one-offs. And it would be like, fake ice cream flavor. He would say something, this and that. And then she just goes, or the guy goes, cats or dogs? And he just goes, cats, man, I hate dogs. And just got booed. The Barclays Center. Just got booed. And it was so funny because he's just this young kid. He just is so excited. He just got drafted by an NBA team. And the guy goes, cats or dogs? And he just goes, cats, man, I hate dogs. And everyone boos and we're laughing. And then he's like, and then finally they were like, all right, man, well, listen, that was his first rookie mistake. And he goes, no, man, I got attacked by a dog when I was young, man. I was traumatized. It was really great. It was so fucking funny because he was so happy to be drafted. He just was honest and just said, I hate dogs. And it's a wild thing to say. Saying I hate dogs is a wild thing to say. But then he cleared it up. But I would ask like fun questions, like, I would ask fun questions like that. Like, what's a good question to ask? Like, like things like where, if where you travel, what is your, if you weren't, this would be a good one. If you weren't going to the NBA, what do you think you'd be doing? Or like certain things like that. But just like, what's your most exciting thing? What are you going to buy? And it's almost like, hey, you're dumb with money. What are you going to buy? They're like cars. This one kid was like, I like clothes and a Tesla. But it was cool to like see the ocean of somebody's dreams. That's the one thing. If somebody said like, what did you get watching the draft? This one kid, he's from another country. I don't know if he was like Croatian or whatever. He was born in Chicago. And yeah, I think he played like in either G League or he played, I know he played in like a pro when he was younger or whatever. And I think he was Croatian, I think. but he was born in Chicago and he was with his family in Chicago as a little boy. And the Bulls drafted him last night. And he just fucking put his head down and welled up crying. And, I think a girl, or either his girl or his sister, there was some beautiful blonde sitting next to him. And I don't know if it's his girl or his sister, but she's there like consoling him. And then his dad, his mom, and, you know, and he, I don't know if a brother or a younger brother or friend, that dude was crying. And you just watch these guys turn into millionaires and their life changing from dedicating something. And I got to be honest, man, that got me, because it's like, you put so much in, you sacrifice so much. You sacrifice friends on weekends, you sacrifice eating snacks, you sacrifice everything to just dedicated this, and then it pays off in the NBA and you're a millionaire and you're playing the game you love your whole life. And I actually, like, a couple of kids breaking down crying. I was like, man, that's fucking really cool. That's really, really cool. But the things I took away from it, when the kid said, I hate dogs, and then the Barclays Center booed. Saying you hate dogs it's like the closest thing to saying, like, I guess, anti-American. Like, it's closest thing. Like, saying something anti-American at the draft, you'll get booed, and the next thing is I hate dogs. They're actually really close. They're actually really close. Um, and I'm not gonna lie. I said it to somebody from there. I said, I don't like the Barclays Center. The Barclays Center is a fucking rat trap. The Barclays Center is a dump. There was grass growing on the ceiling. That beautiful silver nest that was around it on the outside is now brown rust. Great hospitality. Tree is great. Okay. Place is a dump. Madison Square Garden is the GOAT compared to anything else in New York City basketball. It is the Mecca. Beautiful. The ceiling is iconic. So many amazing things have happened there. It's incredible. The Barclays Center is just a dump where the other team plays. And that's it. And probably somebody listening to this is like, well, gosh. I told somebody, I go, I don't like it here. I don't like the Nets. I don't like the borough of Brooklyn. Brooklyn's a nightmare to get out of. It's overpopulated. It's not the Garden. It's not the fucking Garden. It's just never going to be the Garden. We're a Madison Square fucking Garden, guys. Okay, it's over. It's fucking over. It's a joke to even compare anything. And you know something? When KD said we're going to Brooklyn, and KD and Kyrie together, and then Harden, and it was Harden, Kyrie, KD, and Brooklyn, and they were on the cover of all these fucking things. And guess what? Nothing worked out. They barely played together. None of them have won shit since. Okay? The Brooklyn. Oh, shut the fuck up. Go New York. Go New York. Oh, the New York Knicks have one of the best. I'm not going to talk shit. I'm going to talk shit. Even a bunch of shit. So I hope to see you guys. I hope to see you guys at a show. If you're having a back problem, hit me up. Okay? Don't do it on YouTube, because we're not looking at YouTube. If you're having like severe back problems and shit, hit me up, man. Hit my producer up, Andrew Themlis. Come send it to me. If you want, if something is really serious, hit me up, and and we'll figure out a way to get back to you. But the injections and all of that stuff, and stretching and water and core, getting your core stronger, and exercise, do all of that shit before any kind of surgery on your spine. That has to happen, no matter how bad it hurts. And here's the other thing, dude. Try to stay away from the opiates when it comes to pain. You could double up on the Advil. You could take like 3 Advil and 4 Tylenol in one shot, and it like does the same shit. But yeah. So there you. That's just a little. That's just a little medical advice from the Virzi Effect 319. Second time I did this one today, so I dedicated a lot of time to you fucking people. Least you could do is go to my YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. Okay. If you guys listen to this and you did the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing? And we got cool announcements coming up. I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not going to say summer is overrated, but 96 and humid, it's fucking horrible. Be honest. 96 degrees and humid. This isn't West Coast heat. This isn't dry heat. I was 113-degree weather, 114-degree weather in Arizona. I walked outside, not as gross as this. This is fucking, dude. Unless you have a water somewhere, cold water somewhere close. I would much rather be a little chilly than in a house with, by the way, in a house 95, 96 degrees humid with no fan or air conditioner and having to try to sleep at night, that's as bad as it. Here we go, rich people problems. I'm gonna lose another fucking fan. I've been a fan since 02. Can't believe you don't like humidity, you fucking piece of shit. Whatever, dude. Whatever. I love you guys. This has been TVE 619 Munich. Where you at? Come and see me. Seattle, we are next. Seattle, you are next. You, Portland, are next. July 26th and 27th is Seattle, and the 28th is Portland. I haven't been out that way since a long time, dude. I haven't been out in Wisconsin. It was like 4 years before the pandemic. I probably haven't been to Wisconsin. I mean, why did I say Wisconsin? Washington, I should say. I've been to Washington State or Oregon. Like, my God, probably 2013, 2014, something like that. So get your tickets for that. It's going to be a good one. And we're going to do this whole tour coming up is going to be greets and just having a good time. And there you go. So, hey guys, like my comedy, Usain Bolt did. That's pretty much all I have, guys. Please send in anything you'd like me to talk about. Send me anything you'd like me to talk about in the future. We're going to be getting another studio, not the New York City one. We're going to be getting another one. And I'm going to be doing solos from here. We got the new camera. We're going to work out new lighting with this new camera because look clear everything is. And we're going to redo this little room. We're going to have a new studio. We're going to bring guests up there. It's just going to grow. We're just going to keep growing and we're going to keep moving forward. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I will see you next time on the Virzi Effect. And yeah, check me out.